you doing, babe?
Doing my squats. So important to do squats. You know, I've been running every single day with my G-Defies. Haven't had one shin splint. Every time I go running with any other tennis shoes, I get shin splints. These are amazing shoes, and especially with my bad feet, they are some kind of shock treatment that are unbelievable. And I jump rope and I do everything. It just makes me want to work out. It makes me want to run faster. It gives me agility. I absolutely love these tennis shoes.
Well, they look good too.
See yours, baby.
They look good too. I love mine too. They're really comfortable. They got versatile shock technology. They have orthotics built in, and they come with 2 sets of orthotics, so you can adjust them to your foot size and your comfort level. And they make you 2 inches taller. So Kelly loves when I wear my G-Defy sneakers because I'm a taller man.
You sure are.
And if you get yours at gdefy.com and use the discount code SMASH30, you'll get $30 off. So I highly recommend the G-Defys. Kelly's got some beautiful pairs at home
really,
in addition
really
to those.
If you're on your feet all day, like if you're a nurse or or just a really avid workout person,
Yeah.
you can totally, you will love these. You can be on your feet all day, and it helps with your alignment. I'm all screwed up, and I used to get sore all the time with my neck and my sciatica, but these really, really, really are amazing, and I never lie. So tell them what we're going to be doing, Rick.
Oh, now that we've shared our G-Defys with you, we want to share a special episode of the Rick and Kelly Show here on YouTube. It's from Patreon. We're going to share it on YouTube, commercial free. If you love it, like we do, we hope you'll sign up and try it out for a month. Episode 147 drops Friday, today. And it includes a great Cooking with Kelly, some great hot topics, and a Daily Dose of Donna interview with Donna, who is really entertaining and really interesting. We think you're going to love that interview. That's part of our Rick and Kelly Show this week. And it starts at just $5. So
right.
You get 147 episodes when you sign up. You can watch them every day if you want.
Exactly.
So here's your free Rick and Kelly Show from Patreon.
And have a happy weekend and a happy Friday, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Welcome to the Rick and Kelly Show, episode 136.
136. A lot.
It is a lot.
Could you imagine doing something 136 times?
How many times do you think we've done it?
A lot. More than that.
Many thousands. Coming up, our exclusive, very long but very entertaining interview with former Real Housewife of New York, Jill Zarin. That's this episode, just a few minutes from now. We also have an update on the P. Diddy raids. We have a reminder that Ron DeSantis can be an awesome governor because he came down hard on squatters today.
That guy did brilliantly during COVID.
He did.
He was the only one that had brain.
And balls.
And balls.
And Kelly's going to share some thoughts on the Dos Amigas thanks to an email from patron Amy. I don't know. I think you saw that one, but I'm going to read it to you.
I read it.
I did want to welcome 55 new patrons this week.
Woo!
Thank you all for being here, and thanks to the rest of you for sticking around. John Pacione, Leslie Eccles, Liadia Konya Realtor at Compass.
I love it.
Cindy, full year from Canada. Beth H., Sandra Harris, Heather Friedenberg, Lolly Porter upgraded to party.
Woo!
And then to VIP.
Yay.
Hey,
Did you put that in there in our
I
wrap
will.
up?
I always do it after the show, babe.
Okay, good.
Deb D., Rose... Wait a minute. Speaking of which, you're going to be in Paris on Sunday.
Looks like you're going to have to do this by yourself.
They don't want to talk to me.
Yeah,
they want to talk to you.
They like it.
Maybe a special a special Zoom with me alone on Sunday. Let's see if 3 people show up.
No, they're fine. They all like each other in there. Everyone's a community. It's fun.
All right, so Lolly Porter, come visit us on Sunday on the Zoom call.
I mean, on him. I'm not going to be around. I'm out.
She's going to be showing
Jolie around Paris. I'm going to be Jolie, yeah.
Lisa Schisler.
I get a time off.
Of course you do.
Thank you, guys.
But okay. I don't. Danielle Elizabeth 949 upgraded to party. Thank you, Danielle. Lisa, Deb D, Rose Guerrero, Monica Holcomb, Debbie Gibson. I saw her name last week, and then it popped up again. If you sign up for a full year 3 times, Debbie, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. There's nothing you can do. You can't come back later and say, I've already paid.
Well, you can, and I'll try and help you sort it out. But
it's kind of hard.
A.B., Sue Murphy, E.F., Joanna full year.
EFG.
Thank you. That's coming. Hey Ol from Cali, full year.
Woo.
Afron Steck, Ola Bueno, Tricky First, I think from Great Britain. Chrissy Stewart, Rosemary Frank, Lori Jones, Travel Girl Lynn.
Yay.
Paula Pilato.
Yay.
Tony Ballard.
Ooh, I like that name.
Sharon Tollin. Elaine S. for the full year. You get a 10% discount, and anybody can do it anytime. You'll get your discount when you sign up for the year. Carol Singer, Dr. Pamela J. Watkins, Kathy Aubert, Teresa Warner, Lacey, that's Jill Zarin's assistant, right?
Oh, yeah, I love Lacey. Yeah, she's my homie.
SS, Bubs, Belinda, Thea Courier, Steph Thompson, Carrie, Laura Chapman, Rochelle, Jennifer Davis.
Woo! Jennifer Davis is my girl.
Debbie, Jen, Madison Branch, and that's Madison with a Y, which I think is cool.
I think that's a really cool name.
Happy.
I'm going to tell all my girlfriends that are having babies, I'm going to tell Madison. I like the way that's spelled.
Yeah.
It's Madisyn. That's cool.
Yeah, it is. Happy 21 Happy, Sergio Sanchez, Big Fan RHOC,
Aww.
Maria Weiner or Weiner, Adriana Ortiz, Jan Adams, Puakella Aloha, and Angela Miller.
Yay! Welcome everyone.
To the Rick and Kelly Show.
So nice.
So we are both going to be traveling next week. So not only will the Zoom be different, but next week's show has to be different because we're not going to be together for the first time since we started this podcast 2.5 years ago. Or 2.5 years? How long have we been doing this? Yeah, 2.5 years. August 21 is when we started.
Wow.
2.5 years on this podcast.
2.5 years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It just hit me. So
that went by like that.
And this will be the first time that we've done it in separate places. Some people do it every week, like Tamara and what's her name? They do it, and Teddy.
Yeah.
They're in different cities and they just do a podcast together.
Well, they do the Zooms.
Mm-hmm.
And
We've never done
break
that.
it up. They break it up in half.
We've never done that. We've done Zooms with other people, obviously, like Jill Zarin, who's in the show. But I don't think you and I have ever been in a different place and done a Zoom Patreon.
Mm-mm.
So anyway.
Well, it works. If it works for Teddy and Tamara, it's got to work for us.
Yeah. Well, we'll make it work.
Because who listens to those nimwats?
But we're going to share Kelly's trip and mine. We'll share some travel videos. And we're going to do that on the Smash, but we'll save the best stuff for you guys, right?
Correct.
I just want to shout out to Ron DeSantis, who's the first governor to show some balls and do the right thing when it comes to squatters. Okay? If you didn't hear about this, he said, we don't want the law to have the thumb on the scale in favor of people that are violating the law. Homeowners should soon be able to quickly remove squatters from their homes with a new law signed Wednesday by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. It's called the Property Rights Bill. He says it's the first of its kind in the United States. We want the law to have the thumb on the scale in favor of law-abiding property owners. And that's what you're going to see here with this piece of legislation. The law shortens the process for a property owner to remove unauthorized people from their property. With a form, the property owner fills out a form, and they can request their local sheriff's office to help vacate their property. And the law, which is effective July 1st, will allow sheriff's officers to charge an hourly fee if the property owner requests their assistance to keep the peace while the property owner or agent of the owner changes the locks and removes the personal property of the unlawful occupants from the premises to or near the property line. So basically what we're saying, property owner fills out a form, goes to the sheriff's office, they send some deputies over there, and they're like, you're getting out.
I don't understand why there's not a breaking and entering. You're not paying the taxes. You're not paying the lights. You're not paying your mortgage. Why would anybody have a right to your property that you pay for?
It is the most backwards, ridiculous thing that's happening in America, that and not having a secure border, sorry, I've ever seen. Like, you're going to let people take over someone else's house and not kick them out and give them the benefit of the doubt when they don't have a lease, like you said, they don't have any legal right to be there?
Well, what about what's happening with having all these illegals come in and starting to vote? That's unconstitutional.
It's another ridiculous thing that we can't allow to continue. But a couple more quotes. I love this. What DeSantis said, what passes muster in New York and California is not passing muster here in Florida. You are not going to be able to commandeer somebody's private property and expect to get away with it. We are, in the state of Florida, ending the squatter scam once and for all.
God bless America and God bless Florida. That's why people with sound minds are moving in droves to Florida.
True.
Well, all my friends in Arizona, it used to be a red state, they're pissed off as hell that Californians are moving because of what's happening here.
Yeah,
and then they're bringing their bullshit to Arizona. Like, they're going crazy. They're like, they're raising the housing prices. Like, it was always affordable there.
I hope people see, maybe not that so much as the policy changes that have happened over the last 2, 3, 4 years, how much it's hurt America, and maybe start.
Well, what about people like the girls from Housewives are mad at
Anna Marie on Beverly Hills
for her radical
political views, or radical views on transgenders in sports? Radical? Not wanting them to compete against real women? Like, all of a sudden that's radical?
Yeah.
Like, that was in a headline.
Yeah.
That's how they shape it to get people more upset about something that they shouldn't be upset about in the first place. But
radical?
It's like mind control.
Well, it's just, things are backwards.
Yeah.
Things are upside down. Like, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong.
Speaking of
which. And
what's
wrong is right.
Because we do have to get to the Jill Zarin interview. Quick mention on the P. Diddy story. So far, he hasn't been arrested. Maybe by the time you watch this, he will be. I've been reading about it a lot. We both are familiar with him, the artist. I met him once. But
he's a thug.
He
was a thug back in the 90s. He's still a thug.
Well, he apparently is a deviant, and he's been getting away with a tremendous amount of nonsense, allegedly, for a very long time. He settled a lot of lawsuits very quickly to make him go away. But what they're saying today, a confidential law enforcement source was saying, we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have evidence. They have strong testimony from a bunch of alleged victims of him. And they're basing this on sworn testimony from witnesses. And that's what these raids are about. Sex trafficking, kids apparently underage, who they're flying around, Epstein style. Anyway, we'll see how it shakes out. But,
look at that house.
He got away.
Massive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's the one in Los Angeles. He got away, allegedly, with a lot of stuff for a long time. His other house is on Star Island in Miami. It's one of the best addresses in Miami. It's right by South Beach. I thought there was a picture in here, but it's not in here.
So wait, so there's like stuff of him like watching like sex group stuff. Like there's like,
oh, I think it's way worse than that. Like, but the guy was a freak.
He adopted a white girl.
Yeah, we don't know the details of where that's headed, but the story I read was very accusatory. Like, what's he doing with this little girl? And I mean, there was video of him with Usher at 13, and Usher talked about like orgies and stuff that he witnessed, and I don't know if he was part of at that young age, and Justin Bieber at 15. And then I saw the video today, and Petey was like, "We're gonna do some stuff. Like, we're gonna tear it up. Like, that."
With some Cavassier.
But it's beyond that, because if he's bringing in young girls and they're flying them around to different places, and other men are having sex with, that's sex trafficking. That he's going to go to prison.
The guy's a scumbag. Okay, the guy's a dirtbag thug. All right, always has been. He should be arrested.
Armine 1000, our friend Amy, said, "Please stop obsessing, Kelly, about looks. You are very Sophia Loren-ish."
Thank you.
And she, you really are. And
I wish.
And she has aged naturally and is still beautiful. With a facelift, you can actually.
I think she's had a facelift.
It can actually alter your looks and may actually make you look worse. Thanks, Amy, because I agree with you. If she wants to get one in a couple years,
I'm going to get one.
A small one. Nothing dramatic. I don't want you to affect this incredible. You're blessed.
Oh, thank you.
You're absolutely gorgeous. And then she said that she saw a clip of the Dos Amigas on the Daily Dose of Donna. And honestly, she said the Dos Amigas is such a bad show. Neither of them have any talent, and basically they're just making fools of themselves. Be happy you dodged that bullet, Kelly. You are way above that. I like Vicky, but she will never be loyal 100% to you. I would avoid Shannon like the plague if I were you. She will sting you again, my love. Be careful, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, thank you for the well wishes, Amy. That was very nice of you. I haven't seen the Dos Amigas, so I can't make any comment on them.
That's fair.
They are just trying to hustle and make money. But if they want to make fools of themselves, they're making money doing it.
But do you
There's
think...
no shame in my game doing
I know
that.
you're going to defend Vicky, and I would too. I know that she's a good friend to you.
She is.
Yeah. the Shannon advice I would agree with.
Yeah. Shannon's only looking out for herself. She doesn't have any loyalty to anyone, any time. Only to herself.
Do you have any updated thoughts?
Well, and her daughters. I think she's a good mom. Huh?
Yeah. Do you have any updated thoughts on the apparent lawsuit that John filed to get $75,000 back from Shannon?
Everyone's like, oh, well, doesn't Shannon have money? Doesn't Shannon have money? Doesn't Shannon? No, Shannon doesn't have money. If Shannon had money, do you think she'd be doing the Dos Amigas? Do you think she'd be hustling, doing that? Do you think that... No, she doesn't have any money. None. Okay?
That's why she borrowed it.
That's why she borrowed it. She needed the cash.
And if it came during a time when she wasn't getting paid by the housewives, then...
And all she does is say, I have to have this job. I have to have this job. I have to have this job.
They're not getting paid every week for the year. They get paid every week that they're actually working.
Yes.
So in those months when they're not filming, they're not getting checks in the mail.
Right.
So.
And her burn rate's huge.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of money trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yep.
Trying to make it seem like you have this grandiose life. And you're, and she's got this like failing business allegedly, paying the CEO.
Yeah.
Like money.
And if she agreed to pay the money back, then she should pay the money back. And John has a right to not want to sign a non-disparagement letter. Why? Why is she making the rules? He lent her the money just to pay him back the money, and he doesn't have to sign anything to get his money back. He shouldn't have to. And a judge would rule in his favor on that. I guarantee it.
She doesn't have the money. Point blank, I know for a fact she has to work. She has to do this.
Yeah.
And I know because she's told me. I know for a fact. So
there you go.
There you go. She doesn't have the money.
Yeah. Well, you
and
wouldn't
she's
borrow it
spending
if
as
you had
fast
it.
as it comes in.
Mm-hmm.
She's not saving anything. She doesn't have she has zero assets. I mean, maybe when her dad dies, her dad hopefully will give her something, but she doesn't have the best relationship with Big Dick Daddy.
From Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't. I mean, hopefully he'll give her
met
something.
him. He has a very
dies.
strong handshake for a 90. I think he's 95 now. When I met him,
He's old. He's that
93.
guy. It seems like he ain't going anywhere.
I saw him at the bar. He was like 93. He was like, Rick! He was a
like
big fan of mine.
He's like
hammered.
He's hammered. He's hammered time.
Yeah.
That guy is at 333. He's at Mastro's. He's got game.
All right, now on to the Jill Zarin interview. We'd love to hear your thoughts about it. Weigh in on some of the stuff that she weighed in on, and we can discuss it. Probably not next week because we'll be in different places, but maybe in 2 weeks. But we hope you enjoy this interview. We really enjoyed talking to her.
George, from one of our patrons, is from England. He wants to meet up. I don't know what I'm going to do or how I could find you, but I would like to meet up with you too. But if I had Rick there, I would totally meet up with you. I don't know if you're a guy or a girl.
I don't want you meeting some strange dude in London. He might have joined just for this moment.
No, he's been around for a while.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Be on alert there, buddy.
But thank you for wanting to meet.
God, it's gonna be so hard to letting this gorgeous creature out of my sight.
George, if you're gay, I'll totally meet up with you.
George, you better mind your P's and Q's, okay? I don't
George
care
might
what,
be a chick. I don't know.
care what. You're gonna hang out with my baby. You gotta protect my baby.
Oh.
Look out for my baby. Without further ado, here's Jill Zarin. We hope you guys have a terrific week, and we'll see you soon.
Big fan. Big fan.
Good. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
And I'm so happy for you. You found love and it's great.
Yeah.
How's California? Rick, how's California?
Yeah.
No,
You know what? Someone just asked me that today on our daily smash. I love California. They were like,
Lovely.
"You miss New York? Your apartment was cool." I'm like, "Yeah, the apartment was nice. Had great outdoor space, and I love the vibe of the city." But I was there for 25 years, and toward the end, I was ready to go. It
Me
was
too.
the pace and the grind of it. It gets to be a lot, and I'm thrilled to be here with Kelly. Love our life together, but I really love California. It's
But
just
Rick had an apartment, a condo, 3-bedroom condo in Highland Beach, and he was.
Oh, you were right near me.
yeah,
Well, I love
right
Florida
off the
is the
Spanish River.
California of the East Coast, right? Florida's the California.
Yeah,
Except we don't have taxes here.
yeah, I know.
Yeah. California's killing you.
Don't you love it? Don't you love living there?
I love it. I'm so happy. I mean, I was in New York too, forever. I mean, I grew up there.
Yeah.
And my
You still
daughter
have your
lives
house
in
in the
city.
Hamptons?
You know what? I sold the house on the water and I have a condo in Sag Harbor on the water. And it has pickle, tennis, and a pool. And I don't have to take care of it.
That's all you need.
Oh my God.
And I'm only there 6 weeks a year, maybe, if that. I mean, I haven't been there since August because I'm in Florida. I'm so happy here. So I don't go anywhere.
Tell us more about your life now, what it's like.
After
Oh, God.
Bobby. After Bobby, how long ago did Bobby die?
You're not going to believe it. 6 years.
6 years.
You believe it. How long have you been together? At least 6 years.
4 years.
4 years.
It was after Bobby passed. And you met through Ramona, right? Which
I
is
met
so
through,
crazy.
I met through Ramona at his beach house.
I
in
love it.
West
That's so
Hampton.
crazy. I love Ramona. So what's my life like now? Very different. I mean, my daughter grew up. She's 30. You guys got to be quiet. Sorry. My daughter's 31 now and living in the city, and she's got a boyfriend. They live together. They're very happy. Why am I wearing glasses? I don't even wear glasses.
Didn't Ramona's daughter go to like high school with your daughter?
No. Her daughter went to, well, I can say it now, right? Because she graduated years ago. She went to Sacred Heart and then she transferred to a school outside the city because Sacred Heart, I think, gave her a choice, like either get off the show or your daughter has to leave. Could you believe that?
Really?
I'm sure you can believe that because that's happened in other cities. So so she stayed on the show and her daughter went to another school and it worked out great. And then she went to UVA and now she lives in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Chicago
Yeah, I know.
cold. I lived there for one winter. It was brutal.
Don't look at me. I would never go there. But everyone asks me when I go back to New York to visit or to work, don't you miss New York? And I'm like, I hate to say it, but no, I don't. I mean, no, I don't miss the traffic. I don't, now they're adding on another tax for transportation. If you drive anywhere above, I think 60th Street, it's like another $10 surcharge. Like it's insane.
Pricing.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, they really want everyone to just leave. They just do.
Yeah.
They're not making
California. They want that in California too.
You're kidding me.
No, everything's taxed. Everything's a tax. You're not allowed to make money here.
California's the worst. I mean, I got almost sued by the state of California over something ridiculous. I sold a plastic bag, like a cosmetic bag, and it's a whole scam, this Prop 65. I don't know if you know about this Prop 65, which I didn't know about. So I get a letter from a lawyer, okay? And he says to me, one of our patients, one of our clients or whatever, basically said that he might get cancer from touching my plastic cosmetic bag because of Prop 65. It's a scam.
Yeah.
What they do is they buy products from companies in the big stores like the TJ Maxx's and whatever. They test them. And if it has any chemical on this list of Prop 65, they sue you. And it's all about the attorney making money. So you ready for this? I knew this is a scam. And I knew that if I fight, I will lose because it's a scam. You're going to lose. It's a prop. I paid the guy $17,000 in legal. He sent me one letter just to settle it. And $500 went to the state.
Oh my.
As my penalty. It's called Prop 65 if you're in the business of manufacturing. And the thing is, if you're a company 10 people or smaller, you're excluded. The problem is I was a company 10 people or smaller, but my customer was TJ Maxx. So I have to, what's the word? I have to indemnify them. So they would sue TJ Maxx. So I knew that I was going to lose. So the whole thing was, And I went back to my manufacturer and I said, how could you sell me something when you know you sell to the United States about this Prop 65? She goes, well, you said you wanted the plastic softer because they gave me a sample that was very hard plastic, like crunchy, disgusting. I said, it has to be soft. Well, you didn't tell me that you're going to put something in that's going to, potentially cause someone cancer if they eat it. Not that you're going to eat it, but anyway, the whole thing was crazy. Sorry to go on and on about it, but
It's not
a
easy.
little lesson for everyone living in California. Be careful.
Yeah, but it's not easy being an entrepreneur, is it?
No, I mean, the legal fees were crazy.
What is your what's your passion these days? What are you most passionate about that you're doing?
What time is it? What day is it? I'm serious. I have so many. I thought I'd be retired. After Bobby passed, I thought that I was done. I was going to come to Florida. My parents live in my community. That's really why I live here, to take care of them every day. I, feed them, I bring them food, whatever.
So nice.
What? Sorry.
So nice of you.
Oh, no, I mean, that's, so I thought that was it. And I'd play tennis and golf and I'd be on my way. And then I just kept getting sucked back into things. So COVID, I started a business with my daughter selling masks. I don't know if you remember that. And then she wanted to keep working with me and we came up with candles. So we do crystal manifestation candles. We have all kinds of candles and we sell them everywhere. And then I have my rug business, which, by the way, I want to give your listeners a discount code for my rugs. You'll love my rugs. They're pet proof.
Can I tell you that I bought your rug for his Hamptons home?
Yeah, it's still there.
Are you kidding me?
At home.
You're kidding me.
And it was blue, gorgeous,
Thank
most
you.
beautiful rug. I promoted you on that.
Oh, thank you,
love
Kelly.
Those rugs. They're
pet proof. Bossy just peed all over my rugs today. It comes right out. I mean, I have a dog who's like, doesn't care where she goes. That's why I made them. Anyway, so I work on that. I work on my brands. I just came out with a tabletop line at Home Goods. Beyond, I'm actually sitting at one of my look at this. Look at these.
Oh my
They're
God, I
gorgeous.
love that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it's like $5.99 a plate. It's ridiculous.
Wow, those are gorgeous.
You know what? You've made it when you go on eBay and someone bought it and selling it for double.
Wow.
Because the thing about Home Goods is it's a hunt. So they'll only put like 8 plates in a store. So if you want more, you got to run around to all these other stores to find them. It's the hunt. That's their business model. Anyway, so
What
all that is
material?
good.
What are they made from?
Oh, these are ceramic. They're just ceramic wash,
I
dishwasher
love the
safe.
colors. They're very like
I'll send you. I have flamingo. I have all this flamingo stuff if you like flamingos.
I do.
So anyway, so I got into all that, and then TV came a calling again. And I don't even know how that happened. I did Ultimate Girls Trip a couple of years ago. That was fine, whatever. But then I was kind of done.
Did you have fun? Are you friends with Dorinda?
No. Are you?
I used to be, but the whole COVID stuff broke a lot of
that took so overwhelmed.
relationships up.
Yeah.
So she doesn't talk to me anymore. We used to talk all the time.
We were friends many, many years ago. I tried to maintain the friendship, and when she got famous, it just changed our relationship. So, I only wish her the best. Honestly, I do. But no, we just don't see things the same way either. I mean, we're just not.
So the question was whether you enjoyed that Ultimate Girls Trip.
Did I enjoy it? I really didn't. Some of it I did, and some of it I didn't, to be fair. I mean, I'm glad I did it.
How come they put you in later when you walked in?
You want to know why? You'll appreciate it. It was Yom Kippur. They started filming Yom Kippur, and I said, I cannot work on Yom. I mean, I'm not a religious Jew, but Rick, I don't know how you feel, but day one was Yom Kippur. I said, no, I can't do it. So an Auntie Cohn, Jew. So he said, okay, so then come up. So at 6:00 at night, after it was over, 7:00, I got in the car, I drove up, and the next morning I walked into the set. And it worked out better because of the surprise. But that was not meant to, that if I had not had, it wasn't a Jewish holiday, I would have filmed with everyone else.
I'm not very observant, but I have chosen not to work on Yom Kippur in the past because of the message it would send to anyone who was observant and saw that I had been on TV on Yom Kippur. So I would opt out most of the time, but then other times I just kind of.
It's just my thing. That's my one big holiday, that Passover, super Jew. I wrote a book, Secrets of a Jewish Mother, so I have to keep something.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Well, you brought up Andy Cohen. I really want to hear your thoughts on a lot of stuff that's swirling around Andy right now. So
okay.
Can we start with how you and Andy are at this point? You guys get along? You talk?
We don't talk, but we don't not talk. So he was very nice. I did a fundraiser for the IDF at my house. And I asked him for tickets to watch What Happens Live right away. Absolutely. So that was very nice of him. I'm a little disappointed that he hasn't come out for Israel very much. I haven't heard anything from him. I am disappointed. I am. I mean, I can't, people have their own, they're worried about what people are going to say and this and that. But I think when it comes to being Jewish, just be proud of who you are. And, if we don't defend ourselves, who will? So
Right.
I'm disappointed.
What about the Liam McSweeney lawsuit? Thoughts on that?
Not really. Not involved. I'm not involved in any of that lawsuit stuff. I mean, I have my own opinion on what happened. I think that children should have been paid. My daughter should have been paid. I'm sure your daughter, if she was on the show, should have been paid.
Jolie was big. That's her main thing. She's like, I want to get paid for this. She said it. I think there was.
Well, there's a lawsuit stewing about that, by the way. So I can,
Oh, wow.
the lawyers that are talking to the kids now about
Jolie really
going back and saying that it was against anti-labor.
Get paid. Jolie wanted to get paid. I mean, she's like a little.
Well, Allison feels that way too, and she's definitely going to be part of the class action if there is one. So I'll let
Jolie will be part of it too.
Yeah, because it's not right. It's not right. They, I don't want to say they exploited the kids, but they worked. They worked, and other kids who work in television get paid. So why wouldn't these kids? And
all the other kids, like Vicky's daughter was getting $250,000 a year after she hit 18. Tamara's kids got paid.
Do you know what they did? You want to hear something horrible? I mean, I don't have to tell you. I mean, horrible. So I was on very, very early. So we were like the first of everything. So kids weren't paid. And then all of a sudden, kids were getting paid over 18. And Allie was 1 week shy of turning 18. And they wanted to film her in college. And they could have filmed her a week or two later, but they wanted to film her that week. But I didn't think it was going to jeopardize her getting her. It was $10,000. That's all it was. They were going to give $10,000 for the whole season if they were over 18. And then they didn't film with her again.
Well, what's funny is that when the last season I was on before I got fired, in my contract, I was like, you have to do something for Jolie to make her feel like there was an incentive. They were like, okay, should we give her gift cards? They didn't do any of that. They wouldn't.
How old was she? How old was Jolie?
She was 15.
Yeah. So, but you have to understand, she was 1 week away from 18. And they deliberately made us film knowing that they were, because they had told me, oh, we're going to film again with her. And then they didn't. And I blame the people who were in charge at Shed Media. That was their decision. It was about money, being cheap and not paying. And I resent it. So
what about Bethany Frank on her Bravo Reckoning? You weren't part of that?
I am. I mean,
you are.
What do you mean part of? I mean, I'm not suing anybody, but I absolutely support it 100%. I think she's 100% right.
You agree with her?
And the irony is she has nothing to gain because she was not wronged financially. If anything, she gained financially. I appreciate the fact that she's willing to go out on a limb for everybody else who's going to benefit after her. I still believe even if there's no lawsuit and nothing happens from the reality reckoning per se, they are all treating you differently now. I mean, I'm not on Bravo, but I guarantee you they are getting treated better because of that reckoning. They're all afraid of being sued now, like seriously being sued, because the few people are suing. Caroline Manzo is sued. Would you have ever thought she would have sued? Never. So they're all stepping up. So they're scared. I think the networks are very cognizant. Who said it? What's her name? Brandy said that she actually was, before she went on Ultimate Girls Trip, that they did a training, some kind of like, I don't know what to call it, but they had to meet with somebody on a Zoom for like an hour of what you can and can't say, what you can and can't do. And she said she never completed it. And they should never have let her go to film because she never completed it. I think that's what she said. But my point is they're doing that now. They didn't do that when I was on TV. They didn't do it when you were on TV.
No.
Did they?
No.
So that's what I'm saying. So that reckoning is definitely making a change for the better, for the people coming after us. It won't help me, but I'm okay with helping other people. It's okay. Right. Let the people come after us benefit.
Well, like there's like a work, the work hostel work environment and all that. What happened?
Happy birthday. Did you know it's your birthday? I didn't do it, I swear. No, it's no one's birthday. We just saw balloons come up. That was the best.
Why?
Oh my God.
What was I saying? I just saw balloons out of my head.
You were talking about residuals, not getting paid, training.
Oh yeah, so like Shannon Bedore, they're setting Shannon Bedore up for like to go nuts. Okay, like
This season, are they film? I don't know where they are in Orange County. Are they filming now?
They're filming now. So she was with this guy named John Jansen for 4 years, and he dumped her, and now is going out with Alexis Bellino, who was on and
I heard that.
And everyone's like, Bravo's doing this on purpose, and isn't that a hostile work environment? Like, I don't know, like
Why are you shaking your head?
First of all, it's a volunteer job, okay? And they get paid a hell of a lot of money.
Right.
Hell of a lot of money. They're not paid like what I was paid, $5,000 for the whole
Oh no,
season.
they're getting paid close to $1 million a year. That's
right. So I don't want to hear any complaining on their part. So don't do it. Someone else will take the million. So,
right.
And by the way, isn't this like adult Vanderpump Rules?
It is.
This is like the grown-up version because they're in their 20s and 30s. This is in like the 40s and 50s. It's Vanderpump Rules with the swapping and the boyfriend and the cheating, all of it. Right. It's just like Vanderpump, right? Isn't it?
Right.
I mean, that's a good point.
I've never felt like Bravo forced me to drink any alcohol. I never felt that way. And I know a lot of these girls are out today blaming Bravo for, things that were said and done.
While they were.
I agree with you. I don't drink and they never asked me to drink. I don't drink and they never asked me to drink.
Right.
So and I still make great TV, not drinking.
Yeah.
Right? I still got in trouble no matter what.
Right. So when they come out with these women that are coming out saying this, do you think that's ridiculous?
I think it's their point of view. I don't think it's ridiculous. That's how they felt. I mean, the truth is you have a very strong personality and no one's going to tell you what to do ever.
Right.
I won't say that about everybody. I think some people are weaker, more influenced. I mean, Leah McSweeney says, and first of all, there's different ages of maturity, right? Someone who's 30 doesn't have the maturity of a 50 or 60-year-old housewife. Mm-hmm. Very different. That's why when they mix a 30-year-old housewife in with 50-year-olds, it's not fair. They're all saying she doesn't have money. She doesn't have this. Yes, she's 30 years old. What did you have at 30 years old? They it's not even.
I actually have more money at 30 years old than I do now.
Ironic, right? Well, those kids cost a lot.
Well, if you count my money, you're doing just fine. But
I'm just saying that I think that everybody's entitled to have their point of view and you can't walk in their shoes. I think certain production companies are better than others. And it's not just the production company, it's the producer. Some producers are great, showrunners are great, and some are awful. And they get fired afterwards because they're awful. But you can't undo what they did. So let's put it this way. They never shut down the drinking. Like even, I don't want to name names because I don't want to start up fights again. But, even when people who were very drunk came after me, and were completely belligerent or whatever, nobody shut that down. Right. They kept filming.
But one of the accusations that Leah McSweeney made was that Andy Cohen and Bravo show favoritism to certain characters, to certain people.
I think that's human nature. I mean, don't we all?
I think that's human nature.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I mean, don't you like some people and aren't there people you won't put on your podcast because you don't like them?
Right.
Maybe they might be great and bring great.
I think it's human nature as well. I
don't think that's fair.
I think he has a right to have his favorites.
But if he's showing favorites to people who party with him and the people who
wait. There's two things. I think it's true and I don't think it's fair.
I do too.
I think it's human nature and I don't blame them. Like in other words, you can't blame nature, but I still don't think it's fair. I mean, it happened with me. There was definitely favoritism towards Bethany in those years. But she'll tell you for sure there was. And there was a reason for it. She had another show coming out on Bravo that no one knew about. They needed to protect that investment at all costs. They had to protect her. They would never let her look bad or go down because they were invested in another show that nobody knew about. And I was the brunt of it. And it wasn't fair. But life's not fair. I mean, I'm not crying that it's not fair, but it's not fair. But it sucks. Life's not fair. So you have to teach your kids that. You have to teach your kids life's not fair.
Right. Are you filming something right now in New York?
Oh, so glad you asked. Yes, I just filmed a pilot for a major network. I can't say who, but major. Say after.
Can I say? I think I know who it is. Can I say?
No.
Don't, because I don't want to say yes or no, but it's major. But anyway, it's a fantastic show. Hopefully we'll hear about a pickup in the next couple of months. They have to edit it and everything. I think we proved the concept. I think it's going to be an amazing show, uplifting show, about, two Jewish mothers, helping people. It's meant to be. No, I will never do Gotcha TV again. Ever. You know, people say you would go back to Housewives. Never, ever. I would never do Ultimate. I will never do Gotcha TV again. Ever.
That was my next question.
Say it right here, exclusive. Never do, ever do Gotcha TV. I call it Gotcha TV.
Why? What does that mean?
Gotcha. I gotcha. Gotcha TV. Meaning like they gotcha. Like it happened to you and me all the time. You'd feel like you were set up.
Yes.
I mean, I could tell you a setup that was actually
I felt
very
like I was
funny.
set up all the time on Watch What Happens Live. Like I felt like I was.
Well, Bethany really articulated that very well. The way she said about Watch What Happens Live, about how there were questions that were given to you that you feel like all human nature is that if someone asks you a question, you're going to answer it. And it takes a lot of self-control and years of experience to say, you know what, I'm not comfortable, or to learn how to deflect it and say, answer another. Ramona was great at it. You would ask her, what color is your shirt? And she'd go, you know, it's going to be beautiful out tomorrow. I mean, so she was so good at that, but I wasn't. I was always like, if you ask me a question, I'm a good girl and I want to answer the question. And Watch What Happens Live, a lot of the questions was set up that no matter what you said, you were in trouble. It was headline news the next day. She was right. I mean, and that's what the show was about. So if you're going to do it, you know, you better know it. But I was very naive. I got to tell you, Kelly. And you know, Andy didn't believe me when I would tell him that. You know, I was very naive. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
It took me years to get it. Like
those shows are designed, like you said, for those moments.
Gotcha.
And conflict, pushing agenda, pushing fights, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you an example of one that's harmless, funny, but a complete setup. I was filming the last, it was Luann's engagement, anniversary party of her boyfriend or something, and it was on a boat. And we were getting mic'd and I was getting on the boat. And a producer says to me, ready? Don't say anything, but Ramona thinks she's pregnant. Okay? But don't say anything. And I immediately said to her, what are you talking about? She's in menopause. That's why she's not getting a period. It was very funny, right? So now I didn't even realize it, Kelly, like for years, that was a complete setup. Because what do you think is going to happen when you turn me like that? So I get on the boat and my eyes are watching her and she's drinking water. And then she walks to the bathroom with somebody else. I forgot who, because she was with, I think Sonia, because she was going to do a pregnancy test or something, because she had told me. So now I'm watching them and they go to the bathroom, the two of them. So I go to the bathroom and follow them and I bang on the door. You know, I got to go to the bathroom. And she's like, oh, we're coming out in a minute. I'm like, what are you doing? Coke in there? I mean, I was kidding. But I'm like, what are you doing? Coke in there? And I knew what she was doing. She was trying to, you know, see if she had this pregnancy test, you know, and I guess she wasn't pregnant because she's in menopause. But it was very funny. The point is they set me up, right? By saying, don't tell anybody I told you this.
Right.
And telling me that was a complete setup and I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
I just reacted.
Right.
I just reacted the way I react. And they know that. I mean, now people are smarter. And I think there's hundreds of housewives now before you that you can study and watch. There was nobody for me to watch. All I could watch was Vicky. Right. But Vicky was like me, meaning like she got caught all the time, like, you know, like a deer in headlights.
Do you like Vicky?
Yeah, I like Vicky. I don't not like her.
Yeah. Do you think they did her dirty?
Yes. I'll tell you what the dirty part is. You know what the dirty part is? Giving her an award as being the most celebrated, you know, infamous, best housewife of all time.
Yeah.
And then not giving her a role that season.
Right. I agree. I said the same thing. I said, this is like their swan song. Like they're just celebrating her and then forcing her out.
That's what I told her. But she's still, for whatever.
Are you friends with her? Are you friends with Vicky?
Yeah, I'm friends with her.
Okay.
She's doing day rates. So she's been on a couple times this season. They're filming right now. And I'm like, I asked her, why? Why would you do that for the
money? She wants the money.
She wants the money. I get it.
Wants the money.
She wants the money. I get it.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. Yeah. And that's
okay. But don't give them any drama. You know, like just show up like they did. Ultimate Girls Trip, the New York girls who just did it, they literally went on in a pack saying, we know we're never going to be back on TV again. Let's take the money and not make drama, because why should the world hate us and blog us and this and that and end that way? And I didn't watch it, but I didn't watch the whole thing. I think I watched the first episode because it was boring. There was no drama.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you about that because, you said you're not going to do any more Gotcha TV, and I presume.
Oh, you want to go back to that? Okay.
You won't do Bravo, but the money's good, and you're savvy enough to know.
I have enough money. I won't do it. I'm in a different position than Vicky.
Yeah.
I don't have to do it. I also have a very big successful brand. I mean, I'm not shooting my own home. I have a very big brand. I mean, my rugs, I sell millions of rugs. I mean, I'm in thousands of stores. I'm in over 10,000 stores now altogether between the candles. I have a huge candle company.
I want to do candles.
I'll help you. We'll talk afterwards. But I have a huge candle company. I'm in Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Sam's Club, Lowe's. I work my ass off. I work 24 hours a day. But back to the TV thing. So I'm doing that show. That's a very nice show where I'm the Jewish mother. I'm helping people. It's kind of like Super Nanny, but it's not. There's no show like it out there. But it's going to be something where you're going to walk away with a lesson from a Jewish mother, right? Something to learn. You're going to walk away with a lesson. And then I'm on another show that's airing in like a month or two called The GOAT. Did you hear about it on Amazon?
So I heard, this is the rumor mill, and this is why I'm asking, that you are doing a show live, and this is a rumor. I don't know if it's true, and you don't have to say, but there's a rumor that you're doing a show on Amazon called Life After Housewives.
I can't say or deny anything. I do have a deal with Amazon. I actually have a multiple show deal with Amazon. What I did on Amazon that you might want to do, if they do it again, you should totally do it. Because I had the best time doing it. It's a competition show, Big Brother-ish, but not so severe. Like they take your phone away during the day, you can get it back at night. Like it's not insane where you're locked down. It's 14 people living in a house, and it was the best. Across of all shows, from Big Brother to the winner of Survivor to a housewife to Reza from Shahs of Sunset, Kristen from, so there were a couple of Bravo people, whatever. And it's a competition, physical and mental, games every day. And then the winner wins a prize money. And it's 10 episodes. And I believe we filmed it a year ago, but I think it's coming out in May, sometime in May.
Where did you film that?
I filmed it in Atlanta.
Oh,
in Atlanta, in a big mansion in Atlanta. But I had the best time. I'm old. I'm 60 years old. So for me to hang out with all these young people and participate in physical challenges and mental challenges, and I did okay.
Oh, good.
I did okay.
That's good.
I did okay.
That.
But that's something you should do. If they, what I mean? And if it does well, I'm sure they're going to do it again in another, what I mean? They'll do it again.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever go back to Bravo. I think they hate.
No, this isn't Bravo. This is Amazon.
No, I know. I'm just saying I would have to go with somebody like Amazon or somebody else because I don't even think they'll even give me an ultimate girls trip. They hate me that much.
Let's want to take a bet. I don't know, $5, $10. I don't think they'll ever do an ultimate girls trip again.
Oh, really? That's a bold
prediction. Should we put money on it?
Well,
do you think they will?
Well, I think after this whole thing with,
I'll bet you $5. I say they will.
You think they will do it again?
Yeah,
you think they'll do it again?
Why? Because they lost their ass on that Moroccan trip?
I think the lawsuits. I think the fact that this Gotcha TV's got to change because of it. Do you know what I mean? Like they're never going to do a tiki torch with the thing again. Like all those things are not going to happen anymore. They're not going to allow it. And forgetting about what they'll allow, as a housewife, you are going to look what happened to Brandy, right? Perfect example of her life is, it was almost destroyed. Hopefully she's going to be okay, and things are going to be okay. Things are going to be okay for her. But it was horrible. So do you think the next housewife looking at what happened to her is going to be willing to go out on a limb and do the things that she did to make good TV? Because like she said, they hired me because I'm a character. They know who I am. They've seen what I do. I thought that was my job. To be wild and crazy and drink. And listen, she did lap dances on my show. I was insulted. Listen to this. We played a game like, if you could sleep with one of us, who would you sleep with? Okay. She picked, I won't say who, but I was almost last picked. Okay. And I was so insulted. I'm like, are you kidding me? You picked so-and-so over me? So I was like, I want a lap dance, and I'm completely straight. I've never been with a girl in my life, but I know it's a TV show. I know I've got cameras on me. There's nothing real about it except to have fun and go along with it, right? But that won't happen again. Everybody's scared of getting sued. and personally sued because, and by the way, if this doesn't scare you, the executive producer of Shed Media, I think her name, Lisa Shannon, and Andy Cohen and a few others and JP were named in the lawsuits. They are personally being sued. What I want to know is who's paying their legal fees? Is Bravo? I don't think so. I think that if people did things that they shouldn't have done on their own, I do not think a network is going to protect you.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. If Bravo could show that they behaved in a way that violated their agreement with Bravo.
Well, wouldn't you, if you were the network, wouldn't you go, hey, listen, we're clean because we hire a production company. That's why the production company pays the cast and not us. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
So they sub it out. So the network's hands are clean. So they have to throw it on the production company. So who's going to pay their legal bills? Not the network. Now, maybe the production company will. I don't know if they're indemnified because the production company may say, well, you shouldn't have done that. All I know is I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. But if I was the person getting sued, I would be very careful on every show I do now not to get sued.
Do you think that Morocco girl trip will ever air?
No.
You don't either.
That's what
legal won't allow it.
That's what I think.
And there were things that happened there that they don't want even brought up. Like I heard that marijuana was there, whether it was procured by the cast or the crew or whoever, I know it was there. And if the show airs, that comes up. It's going to be brought up and just all that. And that's really bad because, it's a Muslim country. It's completely illegal. And
they're bringing contraband.
Too much stuff. Yeah, I just think there's just too much stuff. They're just going to write it off. And it's very sad because, I wanted to see Alex McCord. She came from Australia to do it. I wanted to see her.
I wanted to see Gretchen.
I wanted to see, Gretchen was on it. I didn't even know Gretchen.
I wanted to see Gretchen on it. I love Gretchen.
I love Gretchen. And that's one person besides you that they should never have fired.
Yeah, thank you.
They never should have fired you because you were willing to be like the Elizabeth Hasselbeck on The View.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you need that balance. You may not agree, but you need that balance.
But they don't want that balance. Now they have Heather Dubrow. She's got a 12-year-old kid transitioning into a boy, her daughter. It's a girl. And then they have Alexis Bellino. They just hired her.
Wait, Alexis is on? I thought they didn't put her on.
Oh, Alexis is on. And she's got a daughter in transition as well.
You're kidding me.
No.
I did not know that.
Yeah, too. So they want to, when I was on there, they wanted to go woke. They want Orange County is the only Republican part of California.
I know.
It doesn't represent what's really going on in Orange County. Orange County is the Florida of California.
They're trying to target one segment of the audience and ignoring, the conservatives in the audience. And I think they're suffering now because of that. I think
they're suffering ratings like crazy from a lot of things. And Vanderpump Rules, perfect example. How are the ratings this season? I think it was a terrible business decision to not give what's her name, Raquel, the money she earned and deserved to come back. She would have come back for the right money.
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't give it to her. And what a mistake. Look how much money they lost.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you still watch Bravo shows?
I do. I liked Miami. I don't know why I did. I liked
Miami. I didn't watch all of it, but I like those girls. I like their clothes. I like the way they have.
I love their clothes. I love their bodies.
I love their bodies. I love Miami.
Me too. And I love Beverly Hills for the clothes and that whole thing. But I didn't watch this season, but I watched the reunion.
Yeah.
And the best episode of all time, all housewives ever in the history was Salt Lake City.
Oh,
the receipts, by far. And you know what I learned about that? This is funny. So
are you talking about that Garcia chick?
When they confronted her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's nothing better TV than that episode ever. Right. I woke up at 4 a.m. to watch it because somebody, I woke up and my phone was blowing up and I'm like, oh my God, I got to watch it. Because I watched it as a producer, like the music and the editing, like the boom, like the sound effect of the receipts, so I asked someone, I said, this looks so different than the other episodes that I've seen. So because of the strike, all those movie editors were out of work and they had movie editors doing that episode.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That's what I was told. Is it someone's going to write in and say that's not true? Okay, if it's not true, tell me. I was
Yeah.
told that they had a different, because of, the strike, they were able to get really, really top editors in. Because if you watch that episode, you'll see it's different than anything you've ever seen.
Oh, I
the
loved
sound
it.
effects.
I thought it was great.
But just from an
I watched
audio and
I watched
everything.
that one. Yeah.
That's really interesting. And because reality TV could continue, they could keep working because it was unscripted
That's right.
or the scripted.
And the editors were not
Wow.
on strike. Editors were not on strike, but there was nothing to edit because nothing was being
Yeah.
made.
Well, Vicky told me that Shed Media
Yeah.
was top notch. She's like, because we dealt with evolution. She's like, that Shed Media, she said, top notch. She said professional. She says that they had it going on.
For what, the Ultimate Girls Trip?
Yeah, she said they were just everything, how they had everything done was like,
Well,
They're-
something went wrong in something went wrong in Morocco.
some went wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Vicky swears that nothing went like it wasn't like what Carolyn says.
Okay, but to be fair, I worked with them for many years, but to be fair, she only worked with them for a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She didn't live with them for 6 months and have a storyline.
Right.
I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that, I didn't have the same experience that she did.
Gretchen's like, I can't believe they're not going to show this. Like, and there's nothing that went on.
Has she
really.
seen it? Did she get to see anything?
She was there.
No,
was
but did she
I don't
see
under-
anything edited? Did she see anything?
No,
Did they pay her?
they paid all of them. $250,000, all of them. What was there?
I
8
know.
of them? And now
No,
they're
no,
not
but at least they got paid. I thought they were going to hold the last money because it never aired.
Mm-mm. They all got paid.
Good. At least they
Yeah.
got the money. But I
Right.
don't think there's going to be any more. I just think that there's too many like dead bodies, and I think just, I don't know. I think that the whole series is gonna change. I think
Well-
it's gonna start. I think listen, it's been on for 17 years. How old is Orange County?
I think 18, 19.
Things have to end. I don't know any other show other than Law and Order that made 20 or 20 years, I think, Law and Order. And
Right.
that's scripted, but I don't know any other show that's lasted this long.
It's true.
So
Every day, everything has its number. Everything has its day.
A cycle, a life cycle.
Uh-huh.
And obviously the environment's changed and they are far more susceptible to lawsuits as we've seen. And
which is a shame because the whole idea of reality TV in a way as a watcher, is you kind of want to watch that.
Mhm.
And now it's just not going to be there anymore.
Right.
It's not going to be there anymore. I just don't think you're going to get what you want. Like kind of like Vanderpump this season is kind of dull because that drama's gone, and I don't know if they'll ever get that back anymore.
I was not a Bravo viewer until I met
Shocking.
Kelly.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking. Wow, that's a tough one to swallow.
But I did go back and watch that Scary Island episode because
Okay.
it came up during that girls trip. And I was like, what's Scary Island? And I wanted to ask you about your experiences with that.
It was so horrible and so real to me that I couldn't believe that Ramona threw me out of the house and wouldn't even offer me the bathroom. I had traveled 12 hours straight, not even a bathroom. And if it was today, I would have said, get the fuck out of my way. Where's my room?
Right.
We're not paying for it. We know that the network pays for everything,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I just didn't have the cojones back then. Also, Beth, this is what people don't know. When I landed on the plane in St. Thomas, Kelly was in the airport standing at the window, waving at me as I got off. It's outside, waving at me. I'm like, what are you doing here? She goes, oh, my babysitter had to leave. I have to go home. I said, what? So I still went to the house, even though I knew she was gone. I shouldn't have. I should have said, well, if she's gone, I'm out. Because I was going there to help her.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big mistake. But you know what? It made me, iconic. Without that episode, maybe people wouldn't even know who I am. So I have to
I
be,
didn't think you were iconic before that.
I don't know. That was pretty crazy.
Well,
I love those beginning years of you and like that Alex McCord and that whole
Yeah.
time of New York. Those were such a great.
My favorite season was Morocco. That was the 4th season. Bethany wasn't even on then, but that was my favorite episode.
Somebody asked me, so I got my patrons. I asked them to ask you questions, and they
Sure.
want to know about that Morocco. What did they say?
was Morocco as awesome as it looks?
Even better. I just loved it. You know why? Because I felt I was part of the group. You know, when you're on the outs, and Kelly, you know this, when you're
Oh,
on the
I've been
outs
on
of
the
the
outs
popular
always.
girls,
Yeah.
it feels terrible. I don't care if you're getting paid. I don't care. You know, it's a job. I don't care if they're not your real friends. It feels like mean girls in high school.
Exactly.
So I was in the in group. I was with Luann and I had this girl, Cindy. So I felt very safe. So I had a great time. When you're the one on the outside, it doesn't feel good.
Right.
How are you and Ramona these days?
Great.
Really?
You know why we're great? Because she's happy. When
Yes.
Ramona's happy, we're all happy.
Right. Yeah.
Right? When she
Yeah.
didn't have love, that's all she wanted. She just couldn't be with people who had it without being jealous. And that's the truth. She knows it. And now she's so happy. She met a great guy and she's living her
I
best.
like him.
Yeah.
I like him too.
Yeah.
I love him. He's such a great guy. He's handsome. He's smart. He's rich. He's everything she wanted
Right.
and more.
Well, if you and Ramona are done with Bravo and Kelly's done with Bravo, I mean, then what's Bravo got? It doesn't have you three.
Well, no, they have a whole new cast,
I know.
right? Which is smart. Honestly, it was time to go. It was. It was time because
Everybody has their day. I'm not. You know what? I'm happy that Bravo gave me, an opportunity to be on there. I don't regret it at all. My daughter asked me, do you regret being on that show with what they said about you and all the stuff that I had to go through? And I'm like, Julie, it was a lot of the bad, but there was also a lot of good that came from it. So
I agree. And I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't know you right now. Right.
Right. And I would never met and I would
that's
never
how I
met
feel.
Yeah.
Right. You met Rick, everything. So that's why I always say yes to everything. In my whole life, I pretty much say yes to everything. My daughter's the no person. I don't know if is your daughter the no person?
Yes.
Yeah.
The no person.
Because she's protecting you.
Yeah.
Right. She protects you.
Right.
Sorry, did they ask you to participate in that Ultimate Girls Trip with all the New York ladies?
In January of that year, they asked me to do Housewives of New York Legacy. That's what they wanted to do. They offered me $17,000 an episode.
Okay.
Okay. And I knew the other girls were making much, much more. So I said, I think it should be Favored Nations. And Andy told me to sit tight. And I did. And I didn't say anything. And nothing happened. And I had said in the press that I thought it should be Favored Nations. I said I would take $1 if everyone else takes $1. Because it wasn't about the money. It was about being treated with respect and fairly because we all started together and it was legacy and we should all be together and we're all doing the same work. And honestly, if you look at where I am in my career, I've probably gotten further in some respects than they have with my brand and my this and what I get paid. I was on TV. I was on some things. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I just wanted to be paid. And nothing happened. And it just lingered. And I had told Luann, I said, this should be Ultimate Girls Trip. This should be not legacy. It should be Legacy Ultimate Girls Trip because we all live all over the place. We don't have children anymore. We have a different life. It should be like the Golden Girls together for a week on vacation. Yeah. So she told Andy, and that's what they did. And they did not ask me.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I saw an interview with Luann saying she didn't like Favored Nations because she makes more money not being a part of that. Like she's up here.
Well, I make more money. Well, if I look at it that way, I may probably make more money than with my businesses, Right. But my time is worth the same, if not more. And I understand her point of view, but the legacy, the idea of doing it as 1 week, they all got paid the same. That was all Favored Nations. So they should have invited me to that. Right. But the truth is, when I found out who the cast was, I wouldn't have done it anyway.
Why is that?
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to bring up old wounds. I know, I don't. But I just didn't want to go back to that space again. I'm in a really good place. And I had been offered some other TV opportunities that weren't closed yet, but were on the horizon that I couldn't do. If I had signed on with Bravo, then that would lock me out for time, right? I can't work during the time I'm doing. So then the things that happen now that like, for example, The GOAT, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Right. Because it was filmed around that time. So, it always works out for the best.
Do you have an agent?
I do now. I do now. I didn't for years, but now I do. It's just because I have too many things going on. I need help.
Right.
Like navigating it. I'm not very good at it.
One of our patrons asked if you're still friends with Luann.
Very, very good friends. Did you go to her show?
No, I didn't.
I'm dying to hear
I
how
used to do these meet and greets with Sonia Morgan all the time. And she was she went on
Tour.
Entertainment Tonight or Access Hollywood, because I would never ever do one of those meet and greets with that Kelly Dodd ever again.
Why?
And I found Luann I mean, I never really liked her. Like, you know, I used to do these meet and greets with her, Dorinda, Dolores, and Teresa Giudice, and we'd go around the country and do these like meet and greets.
Yeah.
And I always found her to be kind of sloppy, drunk, kind of obnoxious. You know, like just every time I've been around her, she was like yelling at Tinsley or getting drunk and pooping and peeing in my friend's Uber.
Sonia?
Yeah.
Really?
I just
I find Sonia to be harmless. Like for me, harmless.
I didn't find like a common ground with Sonia. I found her to be kind of obnoxious.
And because of
And
that,
so because of that, Luann, you know, and then, you know, she sucks up to Andy Cohen. She thinks that Andy Cohen hates me. So she does, you know, and I don't think Andy Cohen hates me. I mean,
No, I don't think Andy Cohen hates anybody, to be honest.
I don't think he hates me, but Sonia Morgan just got on that kind of bandwagon, and I think and Luann's like right up against her. So I don't think Luann likes me in that way because of Sonia.
I don't know. I mean, I think Luann's her own person.
Okay.
I do. They're not like this. On TV, you know, they do a show together and they did this
Right.
crappy lake show. But in real life, Luann's here and Sonia's here, and
Right.
you know what I mean.
No, I know exactly.
People might think you're best friends with one of the people on Orange County, but
Well,
you
everybody
never.
thought that about Shannon and Tamara. They were never did anything with each other.
That's what I mean. So that's I think that relationship. Not to say that they don't pick up the phone and if they need each other, but
Right.
everybody's kind of, that's the whole thing. That's why the whole Housewives of New York legacy doesn't work. We're all over the place. It
Exactly.
worked because all our kids were on the same school calendar. We all had kids in school. We were living that New York City socialite life with kids and this and that. That was 20 years ago. That's not today. I'm in Florida.
Right.
so looking at your life now and looking at your life when you were on the Real Housewives of New York, which one do you prefer?
Oh, both. I loved them both. I loved being a housewife. I loved all the perks that come with it. And I love when I go to when I'm recognized at the airport, you know, and the girl behind it, oh my God, it's Jill Zarin. It makes me feel good.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It does feel good because it feels like the world are your friends.
Right.
And it just makes it makes our lives a little bit easier, doesn't it, Kelly? When people recognize you.
It does.
And you know what's so funny? As many haters as there are out there for you, for me, have you ever met one in person?
See, that's so true.
No.
We talk about that all the time. People love Kelly and they always want pictures. I've never
But
seen
it's not
someone
true
go,
because
oh, you're the
because the people who hate you really love you and just want your attention. All you have to do is give them a little bit of love and they turn.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in like a manipulative way. I just mean that some people just need a little bit of love. And because they really don't hate you, they love you. Otherwise, you can't hate someone you don't care about.
Yeah.
But I also think that some of them,
I think there's a lot of them that want to hate and they get off on it. Like there's some sick, twisted people that just go in there and they like to hate and like just they're hateful.
Those are also the Palestinian, with the flags, them too. Right?
Yeah. But I also think they're cowards. That they'll say it on the computer, but they're too scared to say anything negative in person. I think.
And if they saw you in person, they'd be your biggest fan.
Yeah, right. Well, that's true, I think. Yeah.
So,
nice.
Well, it's great that you're doing so well, Joe. This was a terrific conversation. I'm really glad you sat down.
I know, me too. And I'm so happy about your businesses.
Thank you. Lacey did it. Lacey said,
love Lacey.
Good job, Lacey.
Great. So pretty. She's on it. She's on the ball. You're so lucky.
She's the best. I'm so lucky.